I'm Eric Singer, Gazette.com, and this is Between the Lines. New revelations in an ongoing investigation that was initiated from a 2014 report here at the Gazette. And the man at the heart of that report is senior military reporter Tom Roeder. Thank you, Tom, for being here. So bring us into perspective about these new revelations at the Air Force Academy.
Today we got a hold of the Pentagon Inspector General report that looks at some misconduct in the Air Force Academy football program from 2011 to 2012. The most surprising thing is they come out straight and say that the top commander at the Air Force Academy, Lieutenant General Mike Gould at that time, tried to block the Air Force Office of Special Investigations from speaking to the coach, Troy Calhoun, and members of his staff. During the investigation, a bunch of football players, 12 or more, were caught up in allegations of sexual assault and drug use. The Academy has admitted that this was going on at the time. Most of those guys have been kicked out of the school. The program's moved on. But questions remained about who knew what, when, and what steps were taken at the school to address this issue. The Pentagon Office of Inspector General found that investigators went to General Gould and said, hey, we need to talk to Coach Calhoun. And Gould said, no, no way. What's really odd is that OSI went along with Gould. Agents of the Office of Special Investigations have authority to do whatever they need to do to investigate a case, no matter what the general says. But they deferred to Gould, which is an interesting finding. Inspectors found that Gould hampered the investigation but did not impede it.
So repercussions for him means
nothing. He's going to get off of this clear because there's no criminal violation here because OSI did not follow through on its authority to ask the coach questions. Whether the coach knew anything or not is still pretty well up in the air in this investigation. Also found that the OSI had botched some pretty serious investigations. One of the most serious revelations that came out of our report in 2014 was an allegation that cadets had thrown a party in Manitou Springs that involved alcohol and females and things like that. But the most terrifying allegation was that there was a bottle of rum with a red cap and a bottle of rum with a blue cap. One of those bottles contained a drug called roofies that render people unconscious. The report finds that OSI agents didn't go secure the crime scene, didn't talk to people, didn't do forensic tests. All of these things that should have been done in that case, where the crime allegedly as serious as that, did not occur. Some of the other things in there, they cleared the Air Force Academy of mistreating a football player, giving him special treatment. They said that a football player who was found to have committed drug use was allowed to play in a game in order to not compromise an OSI investigation, which is just sort of fascinating to me. Because the Air Force Academy, literally these are the best young Americans you're going to find, and they hold themselves to this extremely high standard. And you wouldn't think that a cadet who at that time was using synthetic marijuana spice would be allowed to play in a game.
Right.
That happened.
So is this just the first part of the investigation, or are we waiting for the other shoe to drop, or what?
This is the final. I mean, this is a 5-year-old case. This is an investigation that took nearly 2 years to complete, and this is done. Everybody's off scot-free. One of the interesting pieces of information I got today was the informant in this case, who sort of drove this whole operation to look into the football team, a cadet by the name of Eric Thomas, who was kicked out of the school, just got his final appeal denied right as the case came out. He will not be returning to the Air Force Academy or the Air Force, despite his claims that he was retaliated against for bringing forth information about the football team.
Well, thanks for keeping up on this investigation. And of course, if you'd like to read more about it, go to the Gazette and Gazette.com. With Between the Lines, I'm Eric Singer, Gazette.com.